Hello everybody and welcome back to another Championship predictions video. We're now up to game week 28 and these fixtures are run from Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th, Sunday the 21st and Monday the 22nd of January. 12 fixtures to predict. Last week, which was game week 27, saw Benrich 2 come away as top scorer with 19 points and 4 perfect scores. Looking at the overall leaderboard, Alex Cochrane still top of the shop on 292 points, followed by Ferris 77 in second place on 284 points. So we move on to game week 28, and just a little bit of a footnote, there are FA Cup third round replays taking place this midweek with 4 Championship teams involved. They are on Tuesday evening, Birmingham taking on Hull City, Bristol City taking on West Ham, and on Wednesday, Bristol Rovers taking on Norwich City. But back to the Championship, and first up on Friday evening, we've got Sunderland taking on Hull City at the Stadium of Light. Last time out, both of these clubs suffering defeat. Sunderland, it was a 2-1 defeat against the Tractor Boys, and Hull City, surprisingly, well, surprising to myself, losing 2-1 to Norwich in this one. Tough one to call. Can Sunderland get back to winning ways? I think they will, especially at home under the lights, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win. Then we move on to the first of the Saturday fixtures, where the Jacks, the JBs, Swansea City take on Southampton. Southampton currently in third position on a brilliant run of form. An excellent 4-0 victory over Sheffield Wednesday in the last match. And Swansea City gaining that 2-2 draw away against Birmingham, who are, of course, under new management in this one. I think Swansea will give Southampton a bit of a game, but I think ultimately Southampton will come away with all 3 points in a 2-0 away win. Blackburn Rovers, talking about teams who aren't in form, suffering their 5th defeat in their last 6 matches. It was a 4-1 reverse against the Baggies in the last match. And Huddersfield Town, a draw against Plymouth at home in the last match. Only 1 win in their last 7 matches now for Huddersfield. In this one, I think this one's got draw written all over it, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Then we move on to Ashton Gate, where Bristol City take on Watford. Bristol City now back-to-back defeats after a real good run of form. A 2-0 loss against Preston, and the Hornets beating QPR 2-1. In this one, Bristol City, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, have got that tie, that third round tie against West Ham to contend with on Tuesday evening. So in this one, I think Watford will take all 3 points. I think Bristol City will score, but I am going to go for a 2-1 away win. We then move up to the Riverside, where Middlesbrough take on Rotherham. Middlesbrough, an excellent result, you've got to say, last weekend against Millwall, who were on a good run of form themselves, coming back from 1-0 down in that fixture as well. And Rotherham, bottom of the table, another defeat against Stoke in the last fixture. Only 1 winner in this one. I think it's going to be Middlesbrough, and I can see them winning 2-0, especially at home at the Riverside there. And moving on to the next match, Carrow Road sees Norwich City hosting West Brom. West Brom, 3 wins in their last 4 matches. Last time out, a great 4-1 victory against Blackburn Rovers. And Norwich coming away with a very good win against Hull City. A tight one this one. I think they'll cancel each other out, and I am going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Then we move down to the south coast, where Plymouth Argyle take on Cardiff City. Plymouth now 5 draws in their last 7 fixtures, a 1-1 draw against Huddersfield, and Cardiff City, it wasn't a very good performance against a rampant Leeds United team at Cardiff City Stadium last Saturday. This one, Cardiff really got to improve on their performances. I think they can get something at Plymouth, but I can't see them winning, so I'm going to have to go for another draw in this one. I'm going to have to go for maybe 1-1 or 2-2. Yeah, I'm going to go for Cardiff are having problems scoring goals, but I will go for a high scoring 2-2, and I think that is a repeat of the scoreline earlier in the season at Cardiff City Stadium. We then move on to Loftus Road, where QPR take on Millwall in an all-London affair. QPR, back-to-back defeats, and it's 5 defeats in their last 6 matches as well. A reverse against Watford last time out, and Millwall, although they were leading in that match against Middlesbrough, finally succumbed to a 3-1 defeat, but I think they will bounce back in this match. Will QPR score? I think they will. I'm going to have to go for another 2-1 win in this one, and I think it will go to Millwall. We then move on to Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday take on a rampant, a real fluid looking, lots of pace in this side, Coventry City side. A real good victory against top of the table Leicester City, where they came out 3-1 winners, although Leicester had a player sent off in that fixture. There's only going to be one winner in this match, and I don't think Coventry will concede in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to the Sky Blues. Then we move on to the Bets 365 Stadium, where Stoke City take on Birmingham. Birmingham has been lost, draw, and Stoke City 5 draws in their last 7 matches. I think this one's going to end up in another draw, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. We then move on to Sunday, where Leeds United take on Preston North End. A little bit of a derby geographically here, where Leeds, an excellent performance, you have to say, against Cardiff City in their last match, where they won 3-0, and a good win after suffering defeat 2 matches on the bounce for Preston North End, where they come away with a 2-0 victory. In this one, if Leeds play like they did against Cardiff, I can only see one winner, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home victory to Leeds. And the final fixture of this game week sees first take on second, where the Foxes, Leicester City, take on Ipswich Town. Both of these sides, just the 1 defeat for Leicester in the last 7 matches, and just the 1 defeat for Ipswich. Ipswich got back to winning ways after 5 matches without a win, with that lovely victory against Sunderland, and Leicester succumbing to a 3-1 defeat against Coventry. I think Leicester will return to winning ways. I think it'll be quite tight, and see both teams scoring in this one, but I am going to go for a 2-1 victory to Leicester City. So that concludes my predictions for game week 28. Make sure you leave your predictions if you're playing along over at the Superbru website. In terms of the league table, overall Leicester City sit pretty at the top of the table on 65 points. The chasing pack of Ipswich, Southampton and Leeds really look nailed on for either automatic promotion or the playoff places. And then for the remaining 2 playoff positions of 5th and 6th, and teams all the way down to 14th position, where Bristol City are on 36 points, but just 4 points off Coventry in 6th position. It is very, very tight. But thanks for joining me once again. Enjoy your championship weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video.